All right, so I'm here in front of the Klipsch Onkyo booth, room, experience. We were just coming by to say hi because we've worked with some of these folks in the past, and I actually have some Klipsch products I'll be reviewing later this year. But this was a pretty badass setup, and it caught enough of our attention that we decided to talk to Dave here about some new things coming for the year. So if you want to give us a tour, kind of explain what's new for 2026.
Oh, sounds great. Well, obviously the big thing for 2026 is both Klipsch and Onkyo are actually celebrating their 80th anniversary. So in 1946 in Hope, Arkansas, our founder Paul W. Klipsch in a tiny tin shed established Klipsch. And on the exact other side of the world in 1946, Takeshi Godai established Onkyo in Osaka, Japan. So unbelievably, serendipitously, we're actually celebrating two 80th anniversaries
at the same time.
That's a wild
coincidence.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Cool. So let's go ahead. Sorry.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Well, why don't you show us kind of the first thing we'll kick off with, and we'll go from there.
Sounds great. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today is the 5, 7s, and 9s. And those actually debuted here at CES on day one. They're available for pre-order in the US. So, and as you can see, the accolades are starting to pile up. Hopefully these shelves can handle the weight. But in essence, you got 3 iterations here. You got your 5s with the 5 1/4 inch woofer, the 7s at a 6.5 inch woofer, and the big boys, the 9s with an 8 inch woofer. Now, everyone knows and loves our first iteration of the 5, 7s, 9s. This is our Mark II. One of the biggest, most impressive things for us is they're now powered by Onkyo. Again, one of the great things about having a sister company that's a totally integrated AVR is it allows us to cram all that technology right inside the speaker. So now there's a very approachable, high-fidelity solution that anyone who wants to get into hi-fi, have a great home theater experience, has the chance to do that.
So there's Ethernet and Wi-Fi on all 3 models?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
So Wi-Fi integrated as well as Ethernet. So if you want to plug in to make sure you get that perfect sync, you can do that as well. The 7s and the 9s actually now have an all-new, totally wireless solution. So you can either do the speaker link, so you can get totally cleanless, or you can go 96 kilohertz wireless plugged into the wall.
Whereas the 5s are basically a wireless bridge between both?
5s required the wire umbilical, yes.
The wire.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
So some upgrades that from the first generation is obviously this, and honestly, not just acoustically, but also aesthetically, is the one-piece BMC baffle.
Yeah.
Again, you know, we had a very harsh corner on the one that created a little bit of diffraction when you talk, so this allows for us to have that roll off real nice, and gives it a beautiful treatment.
Yeah, I like that smooth finish on it.
Yeah.
Now, are these are the color options I'm seeing? There's some finishes here. What kind of finishes are you getting between the 5, 7, and 9s? Are they comparable?
All 3, yeah. So between each 5, 7s, or 9s, you get the choice of the black, the new red oak, which is becoming a fan favorite.
Yeah.
That jet cerametallic woofer is really a standout. And then finally, you have your walnut version of the classic.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for walnut, but the red oak's pretty sweet because your Hersey, I'm mispronouncing it.
Heresy.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. It's been a long week. So the Heresy, you just came out with a red oak or oak version as well, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that looked pretty sweet in the demo room. We actually got a sneak peek at listening to these already, so kind of a cheat there. But these little guys powered that room quite well, and that room's what, about 20, 25 feet long?
That's right.
Yeah, so pretty shocking amount of bass. They are rear ported, so naturally spacing off the wall is going to help kind of tune that bass profile a little bit, right, with room gain. And then as far as when you step up into the larger 8-inch woofer, what kind of room is that better suited for?
I mean, look, everyone likes a little bit more bass and a little bit more response. It's kind of up to the end consumer. And with the custom EQ app, you're able to actually adjust this to the space a little bit better. Yeah. And with the 7s and 9s, they both have Dirac included with a standard license.
Because of Onkyo.
Exactly.
Cool.
So that allows you then to auto room correct there instantaneously with the mic included.
Sweet. Well, there's a lot of stuff to cover. So I am going to be covering these at some point during the year when they come out and we can get them in the studio to really test them out. But there's some other really cool stuff that I've seen as well. So let's head over to there.
Check it out. All right. So next from Onkyo. Last year we debuted the Icon series. Won a lot of accolades, and it was kind of us at our, there was a real rebranding of Onkyo, right? To say, hey, we've been in AVR, everyone knows us for AVR and home theater. Yeah. Now here we are again in hi-fi, and so this year we wanted to come with a more approachable yet hi-fi solution, the all-new MUSE series. Between the Y40 and the Y50, this is a totally network integrated amplifier, so a seamless solution. Tidal, Qobuz, you can Bluetooth to it straight ahead. Whatever you need, you're able to connect and have yourself a nice hi-fi setup with good power.
And this has an ARC input as well for sync to the TV and everything.
ARC input as well, so if you want to go ahead and use it for your home entertainment, of course. It also includes direct live room correction, and not to mention a sub out, so if you want a little bit more extra bass.
Is the biggest difference between the 40 and the 50 power, or is there any other feature change or anything between the two?
It'd be power. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
So yeah, you're going to get about double the power in the Y50.
Okay, sweet. Now, I am a sucker for lights. I'm like an insect, and I notice we have a whole wall of RGB grilled speakers. So let's talk about these guys.
Awesome. So last CES, we announced the coming of our party speaker systems, and this did not disappoint. So right now we have the Vegas here in Vegas, and we also have the larger models, the Miami, and what we call the Big Apple, the big one, the New York, right? What makes these awesome is they're actually horn-loaded speakers. So we, being Klipsch, being the horn-loaded company and are known for our high-definition sound, wanted to make sure if we're going to do a party speaker, it's going to be one that actually had a horn in it. So these are one of the first to come to market with horn-loaded. So that allows us to be incredibly efficient in our delivery of the content, but also have high fidelity. So even if you're not, wanting to beat that beat back, you're also able to actually listen to this at low volume with high fidelity sounds. Really enjoyable.
Yeah, and I know, so there's rubber feet on the side, and is it also on the bottom?
That's
so you
right.
can orient it? That's
you can orient it. We were actually earlier using the New York as a stage monitor so that we could have some feedback
that's
too.
very clever.
Yeah. So they have, they come with the included microphone. They also got a guitar input too, so if you
Do
want to
they
jam
really?
out. Yeah.
No
They got
way.
a couple sound effects and so on. So these things are great.
So it's not just a giant Bluetooth speaker.
It's not just a giant Bluetooth. We actually, my family uses it. Obviously, I got little kids. Karaoke's a lot of fun, but also we listen to just music on it at low volume. It's really nice.
Now, can you daisy chain or connect a couple of these together?
In fact, we have broadcast mode, so you're able to connect up to 10 of them all at once in sync. Yeah.
So a true party speaker.
True party speaker.
Awesome.
That's
That's
right.
really nice if you live in areas that don't always have the best weather. You can kind of throw them out throughout the yard when everyone's coming over, and then pile them in the garage for football Sunday or something after.
Precisely.
Sweet.
Call it party mode.
Yeah. So if the party is more permanent, I notice you have some outdoor speakers as well. We have time to talk about those guys?
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
So outdoor speakers, you have a little garden kind of set up, and I noticed, is this an outdoor soundbar too?
This
Like
is an
all-weather-
outdoor soundbar. This is all new. So we debuted this at CES. This is your first time anyone's seen it. In fact, it's the first time I've actually seen one in person myself.
Yeah.
So this is a new Flexus Element soundbar. A lot of people know we launched the Flexus Core 100, 200, 300 within the last couple years. This is the first of its kind. This is going to be an all-in-one powered outdoor soundbar that doesn't require additional amplification. You simply plug it into the wall, IPX7 rated, all-weather rated, ready for you to just plug it in and have high fidelity sound for your outdoor system.
Just a single arc to the TV and
Single arc to TV and call it a day. That's right.
pretty slick. Actually, that's better suited for my setup because we're putting a TV on the back patio. My cameraman's an electrician here, so he's going to help me wire it up when we get back in town. So this kind of fits where it's not just TV sound, but it's not like I can put my surround system out in the patio. So that's pretty cool. And then explain this, guys. How would this set up in your home setup? How would you integrate this?
Yeah, for sure. So this is the Courtyard system. We debuted this at CEDIA just a few months back. This is an all-in-one 4.1 solution. Again, IPX7 rated, so it's able to stay outside all year round, snow, rain, no big deal. And then we have an above-ground subwoofer. A lot of our fans have been asking for something that's a little bit more simple. That it could be a little bit of a DIY solution as opposed to the complexity of a lot of outdoor systems. That's where the Courtyard comes from.
All right, and I noticed that in typical Klipsch fashion, I see a two-way system. A lot of outdoor speakers aren't always two-way. You just get kind of one smaller driver. They work as satellites, so these have pretty decent power on their own, I assume. But is this a typical Klipsch horn, or what are you doing in that tweeter?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is a 1-inch tweeter with mounted to a Tractrix horn, a micro Tractrix horn, and that allows us, again, Klipsch is all about wide dynamic range, right? So having just a single driver is not going to quite give you the dynamic range that we know our fans want. So we got that floating in front of then the woofer on the backside.
Cool. And this is a fully passive system, so you'd want its own amplification even for the subwoofer, right?
Still requires some amplification for the subwoofer, correct?
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right, and to keep us moving, I see in the corner of my eye a speaker system that I am reviewing currently. I already have it, so let's go take a look over there. So another thing I'm excited to be reviewing, and I actually have a set of these at the house already. We just haven't filmed it yet, but it's nice to see them in person. They're pretty different than the older ProMedia set. It's quite a departure on the satellite design and the sub. So can you explain kind of where the changes came from or why you went this direction?
Yeah, and look, it's hard to improve on perfection. So the ProMedia 2.1 has been it's in essence, it's same design for almost the last 2 decades.
Yeah,
right? And
I
again,
used to sell them at Best Buy like 10, 15 years ago.
Right,
so
right.
Not to date
No,
myself.
same.
Yeah.
I was a blue shirt too.
Yeah,
So yeah, no,
nice.
it's incredible what we've done with this thing. So again, it's been in the market for so long. It's so well reviewed, and it's hard to like improve on the North Star. But the new ProMedia 2.1 Lumina just gives a little bit extra edge. We're still using the micro Tractrix horn, and we still have now on the backside we have our new screen mirroring LEDs. So full LED screen mirroring design that includes customization with the Klipsch custom EQ app with Connect Plus, as well as then a desktop GUI. So you'll be able to actually interface on your desktop with these speakers too to customize EQ.
Yeah, because the older one was just a straight analog cable, and that was it.
Straight analog cable, that was it, and you had a daisy chain to the back, and that's about as far as it went. Then you get to our new slim port design, right? So we wanted to do something with, again, modern desk setup, with something that's a little bit more versatile. That big box, a lot of people use that for footrest. Myself included. We want to do something that, wasn't just a big box design, but also was allow you to have a little bit more flexibility with where you put it. We also have a new cable management system on the back. So if, your desk is out from the wall and maybe people see the backside of it, it's not a mess of wires. There's a nice cable management system there.
So you still got similar power handling. This is almost like half the width of the old one.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a little bit deeper now, but is that where you kind of made up? You just kept the overall box volume the same, or
I would
really
imagine
close?
the box volume's probably pretty close, but yes, you're correct. This allows, again, a little bit more flexibility, but we got a little bit taller and a little bit deeper, so we made sure it had that same bass resonance.
Awesome. And these are single color variant only, right? At least as of now.
That's correct. Single color variant only, outside of obviously the customized LED lighting in the background.
Yeah, true.
And then we kept that micro Tractrix one. Nothing beats that in the market, and so we wanted to make sure we kept that true to us.
Sweet. All right. And now there's a secret room here, or at least a room that's kind of roped off. Can we kind of cross over and take a sneak peek at what's coming?
Just for you.
All right. Sweet.
You guys want to check it out? Cool. So this is the Klipsch and Onkyo concept room. We had a massive roadmap that we were like, I don't think we want to play this one close to the chest. Like, CES was going to be big. It's our 80th anniversary.
Yeah.
Why don't we let a few select people see exactly what we've been thinking? So welcome to the concept room.
All right, so this is some pretty insane stuff here. I see a very large bookshelf speaker with a very different cone than what I usually see with Klipsch. So is this super early, or like when can we see something like this, or what is this thing?
Yeah, so actually you're kind of seeing a range of where we want to take Klipsch here. So Klipsch have been known for being the #1 home theater manufacturer in the world, right? And everyone knows our beloved Reference Premiere 2. And so we've got your stack here now showing where we want to take that to the next level. So we go from Reference Premiere 3 to our next iteration, the Signature Series, to the final top of the line Apollo series. So this is where we want to take the brand into the future. One of the things that's really cool is, Klipsch is known for two-way sound design.
Yeah.
This is going to be our three-way. First time we've done it in a while since, the Heritage model.
Yeah.
So we actually integrated a mid-range driver, and then finally at the top of the line, the Apollo series, where you see this beautiful.
There's a bass driver on the side
There
here?
is indeed
Oh,
on both sides here.
Are they separate chamber, or are they opposing in the same chamber? Do you know?
Honestly, I do not know.
That'd be
but I can
actually,
get
you
some
know what?
answers
We
for
can
it.
find
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So
They are separate chambers.
They are separate
There's
chambers.
no movement in the other
Nothing?
side.
Yeah.
Physics. Go to school, kids.
There you go.
They are bi-amped, though, I noticed in the back.
Yes,
You have
yeah.
two sets of
Yep.
binding
I was
posts.
gonna
So
say you can kind of. I don't know if you guys already got in the back.
yeah,
But yeah.
we'll flip it around.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture for you all so you guys could see it. But yeah, so you can have the high frequencies and then the lows.
That's correct.
On
That's
its own circuit.
Again, our goal is to continue not to just be the leader in HiFi, but actually expand the category a bit more.
Right.
Smart. Yeah.
So as far as the evolution into the Signature Series, because this is a very different look, the cabinet, it looks like almost one piece. Obviously, there's some wrapping going on to kind of hide some of the seams and things. And then is this a new waveguide as well? Because I noticed this has kind of a...
It's going to be a slightly different new waveguide. And again, it's going to be for the acoustic treatment of your crossover, right? So
Yeah.
again, you guys are seeing this firsthand. In fact, this is the first time I've seen these products in person, other than renders.
We heard it started from like sketches and CAD designs to now it's here at CES.
And it
right?
was fast. Yeah. So nonetheless, the fan feedback that we've gotten thus far in just the matter of days that it's been on that it's been available, it's been incredible. I think our fans are really enjoying where we're taking this brand, the fact that we're kind of filling a gap and a different customer between our Reference Premiere and our Heritage Series.
Right. And then the Reference Premiere, I mean, that's kind of a classic speaker. And, we talked about Best Buy earlier. That's kind of been a staple of some of the home theater demos there in the past.
Absolutely. Reference Premiere is our bread and butter, right? Obviously. But this new design takes it to an aesthetic that's a little bit more modern with the current customer, right? Slight iterations with our Dolby Atmos up-firing speaker, a slightly different angle that allows you to set the speaker a little further away from the listening area. But you're still going to get that discrete Dolby Atmos sound reflecting off your ceiling. And then our iconic, horn, but a little bit more matted finish to here. So it's a little bit of a seamless, seamless build.
So this, obviously, for those of you who don't know, having the speaker mounted up top, that's on its own channel. It's not like it's just a single speaker and it's firing noise at the ceiling the whole time. So when you have an Atmos setup at home or an Atmos capable amplifier like the Onkyo stuff we're going to be looking at shortly, now you can benefit from those reflections off the ceiling to kind of create that virtual effect.
Discrete Atmos is always like the pinnacle. However, it's really difficult to get speakers in your ceiling, right?
Some houses you just can't. Or if you're renting, you just don't want to cut holes.
Some people do. But I understand that. But this is the opportunity for you to get discrete Dolby Atmos to reflect off your ceiling and a seamless integration so users can just set up right. And obviously, you can also, you don't have to necessarily buy amplify for just the discrete Atmos. You can then use it for your total overcoming hemisphere of sound.
Sweet. And then no holes anywhere, so it's magnetic attached grills for top and bottom to clean it up if you don't want the busyness in movie mode.
All embedded neodymium magnets to
cleans
just
up
clean
real
up
nice,
real nice.
as Mom would say. So sweet. So why don't we work our way around the room, because I'm a headphone guy as well, as you all know. I think a majority of you watching my channel know me for a lot of the headphone and gaming headset stuff. You have some headphones coming out now? Or some new headphones? Because I know that's where Klipsch kind of started.
Yes, that's correct. You've done your research.
80 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It was one of the first things that Paul W. Klipsch made. Well, look, so many years ago, we had the HP3 HiFi headphone, and our fans absolutely loved it. And it had been a while since we had kind of brought it back, and we thought, if we're going to do it, let's actually make a whole series around that HP3 with some new upgrades, as well as then filling out the rest of the system. So depending on your use case, you have a solution in HiFi. So what you're holding there is all new HP3 Atlas series headphones. So one of the things that's absolutely incredible about this, outside of the build quality, is the fact that you have an all-new two-way coaxial integration. So you have a 40 millimeter biocellulose driver, then our tweeter hanging out in front of it. So you got a coaxial design, so now you're getting a two-way design that's going to give you a much better hi-fi experience.
That's super cool.
Improved magnets, improved comfort. We actually took a little notch out of here because we were getting reports that maybe it was getting a little too clamped. And this allows you to just sit down and listen for hours in comfort.
Yeah, I'm sure there's certain embargoes here, but it is publicly displayed. It did sound a little bit warmer and more relaxed than I was expecting. A lot of times you hear two-way and a separate tweeter. It's not like you're just adding treble to the full range driver. So however it's voiced, it sounded pretty good. I mean, we only heard 1 or 2 tracks, but it wasn't anything scary. So that's always a good sign considering it's early.
Fantastic.
So, and is that the same headphone in different color?
Same headphone, different colors. And then the HP2 is our semi-closed back design. So again, similar, little bit of a different design with the semi-closed back. And then we also have the two-way coaxial as well. So you're getting quite a bit of high fidelity out of this as well. New colorways, by the way, are probably my favorite thing about this. This is a beautiful design and they're insanely comfortable.
Yeah, and I like that you are using a 3.5 millimeter connector, which means people can use their own cables if they want to change it too. Nothing proprietary. Is that the same with this guy?
Same with this guy
3.5. All right. I like it.
We listen to the consumers. And in addition to that, we wanted to round out it with the HP1. And this is something we've been wanting to do for a while, a hi-fi ANC wireless solution that allows you then to take it on the road.
Sweet. And is this also two-way, or is that the ANC microphone?
Guess what? It's two-way. These wouldn't pop off.
Yeah,
sorry.
I was
ripped
gonna say,
it
maybe
off.
for the seal.
Don't rip off the prototype.
That would have been bad. We would have caught it on camera at least.
Great,
but yeah,
just don't tell our product.
So you have a dampened telescoping yoke in there, single hinge design. That feels metal. Which is good. So sweet. So this is obviously super early because it's a prototype. So we're not going to kind of give any feedback on sound yet. I haven't tried anything. But hey, ANC button, USB-C. You got a toggle switch here. So cool.
And look, the idea was we decided to call this Atlas because what we've been doing, Paul W. Klipsch's goal was to bring the live music experience into the home, right? And it's all about transcendence. And so when we were thinking when it comes to especially the hi-fi headphone market, you're really sitting down to do one thing, and that's to listen to great sound. So we thought, take you to a different place, different time. It's like you're pointing at an atlas and saying, I want to go here in my life. You're able to do that.
Sweet. And the cups are pretty deep too, so it looks like it's going to fit some normal size ears.
Normal size ears,
not going to sandwich and flatten out my ear on me.
Yep.
Sweet. And then same idea, just different colorway of that model.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So are these new, or have these been out for a while? Because these have big old screens.
You are seeing these for the very first time. These are also some of our prototypes as well. So this, it wouldn't be Onkyo if we weren't at least talking about AVR. So this is our new home theater solution from the RZ series. So now we're running out a monstrous amount of new amplifiers that are coming out this year. Totally integrated, the TX RZ51, 15-channel integrated amplifier. New front face, as well as a nice nod to our iconic Onkyo knob. And then what we wanted to do is for people who want to have something that was a little bit more custom to their needs, we create a separates. So that allows us to have a preamp processor separate from an amplifier, depending on what your solution might be, and allows you to then stack up as needed.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Now I see Auracast. Is that on the flagship model you're getting Auracast too? So sweet.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're using the traditional network streaming capabilities for everything else.
And of course, we're going to include Dirac with the standard license as well. Again, that's one thing that Onkyo's been doing for a while in the RZ series. It allows us then to have the auto room correction there, and you don't have to pay for the standard license with our product. It comes out of the box.
Even on the least expensive one, you have Dirac Live with art support. Okay.
That's correct.
Sweet.
Yeah, a lot of the competition requires you to then have to upgrade and pay for the license. We provide the separate
stack.
Yeah, that's the same for the 5s and 7s or the 7s and 9s that you heard earlier. That Dirac Live standard license included.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun to try out. It's a really bold look too. They have quite a presence to them, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we did the rebranding 1 year ago on the branding for Onkyo, and then we wanted to follow it up with a product line that made sense.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm a sucker for kind of a vintage look, but this is kind of a familiar looking series than what's out there, right? Is this just a custom or like unique design release or something, or what's up with this guy?
That's correct. So this is going to be the MUSE series limited edition 80th anniversary model. So we wanted to look back at some of our most iconic models that we've done in the past. And when it came to amplification, the M588 from the late 80s, early 90s, was profound. And so the team in Osaka thought, why don't we pull that same champagne metal, the rosewood siding, and apply it to the all-new MUSE series for a limited edition 80th anniversary.
Gotcha. So the inspiration came from this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, after I saw that, I was like, man, we should have shown both at the same time because this looks incredible.
Yeah.
I'm a big sucker for classic design, just like you. And so when I saw this, we were blown away.
Does it smell of rich mahogany, when you first unbox it, or
just
leather-bound books?
Some burgundy, leather-bound books and rich. I mean, how can you not hear jazz when you look at this thing?
I know. I mean, I feel classier looking at it, but as far as when you say limited release, 80th anniversary celebration, how limited, what kind of availability would this actually have in, let's say, the U.S.?
Yeah, I believe it's going to be about 250 units. Yeah,
so really
globally.
Limited.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty limited.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, I'm going to have to do some bribing later on. So, and then did you carry that into this lineup? Because these speakers have been out for a while, but obviously that's a new finish as well. So
that's
same
correct.
idea in terms of limited use on, or limited availability on these guys?
Absolutely. So this is the Creator Series that debuted at CES last year, was a big fan favorite because Onkyo was showing that we're now getting back into speakers as well.
Right.
So the GX30 and GX10 of the Creator Series, we wanted to pull from the iconic D200 Liverpool. This is one of Onkyo's classic, well-known 1982, I believe, designs of our speakers.
That's
and we're
awesome.
like, man, why don't we pull that same aesthetic into the Creator Series? And now you get this nice rosewood treatment with, again, the champagne. So it actually pairs up nicely with the MUSE series as well.
Yeah. And these are self-powered though, right?
They're totally powered.
Guys,
Totally powered. Again, if it's Onkyo, it's got the total integration, even includes the HDMI
arc
ARC
on those little guys.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yeah, so this was designed honestly for content creators like y'all. Like this is, I'm working from home, I'm just someone who works from home and enjoys listening to music, but also I might be doing some editing, mixing, what have you.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that they was able to accommodate all that.
While still being classy.
While still being very classy.
And these are silk dome tweeters, obviously, instead of the horn, it's kind of a different tweeter behavior effect and sound profile, right?
Precisely.
A little bit more relaxed, or?
A little more relaxed, obviously, and a little bit more versatile, right? Depending on what kind of content you're listening to.
Yeah, I guess a little bit more open in terms of directionality as well, as far as getting like that sweet spot.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much for showing me all this stuff. This is wild. I have some things I have to be asking for and covering, but I am pleased to say that some of this stuff will be coming to the studio throughout the year, and it seems like maybe even a little beyond 2026, considering some of these are prototypes. So we'll see when they come out, and we'll bring them to you in more detail later. So thank you so much for your time, man. It was good chatting with you.
Appreciate you.
We'll see you all at the next one.